Well, hey, we're out here at Twin Peaks in Tempe. Of course, we're here every Thursday. And, during football season and basketball season, we have teamed up with Twin Peaks. We have different contests going on with fanpick'em.com. And this year, once again, for the Madness, the Bracket Challenge, it's our Win 910 on 910, 3-in-1 contest at fanpick'em.com. And this year, we have teamed up with Bad Birdie Juicy Golden Ale from Four Peaks Brewing, and joining us now as their marketing director here on location is Trevor Needle, who joins us to talk about this Bad Birdie. People have heard about Bad Birdie because it's a golf brand, and of course, everyone's heard about Four Peaks, local company here in the Valley, and they have teamed up to create this new beer that just launched, and it's at all 5 locations now at Twin Peaks, and Trevor joins us now here in person. So, Trevor, you got a golf brand like Bad Birdie, which is a young and up-and-coming, kind of real fun type of brand, and then Four Peaks, which has been around a long time here in the Valley and has put out some incredible different types of beers. How did this all come about? Did you wake up one morning and say, let me tie in golf and beer, and then here it is?
Here it is. I think it really comes down to even going back to the pandemic, where every single person had to get outside, and what do? They went and played golf.
Yeah.
And so me being in the beer industry, what do you do when you have some time off in the pandemic? You can get outside, you could go and play golf. And I fell in love with golf during this time frame, and specifically Bad Birdie. It spoke to me. It's young, it's fun, it's vibrant. Every single, I think, millennial right now knows Bad Birdie. Mm-hmm. And so when I came over to Four Peaks about 2 years ago, Four Peaks in general, you mentioned it. We are a 27-year-old brewery.
It's 27, wow.
27. And at times, we look and act like a 27-year-old brewery. And so...
That's a good thing, right? The owners are not listening. You old guys.
It's a good thing, though. Because, again, we are established, and we are local, and we have a very strong root with being in Arizona. But even this year, we're actually doing a full rebrand at Four Peaks. We're changing the looks of Kilt Lifter, of Wow Wheat, in order to kind of bring the brewery into 2024. And with that, another thing that we could do was the Bad Birdie beer. So being a resident golfer, being a lover of Arizona golf in particular,
sure,
what's better than beer and golf? And so we actually reached out to Bad Birdie with the whole plan of let's make you a beer.
So how long does it take to make someone a beer?
In general, this one particularly, it took about a year of just going through everything, and we wanted to do it the right way.
Okay.
And I think specifically with Bad Birdie, we did a whole apparel line that they came up with. And so getting the apparel produced, the design, the beer cans themselves take over 3 months in order to kind of actually get produced from ball. And so it was a whole process, but we launched Jan 1, and it has been an astounding success.
So when a company like yourselves, Four Peaks, you've been around a long time, you got guys that have been with you for a long time that have relationships. How does the process go for those who don't understand at their watering hole? I go to the refreshment stand for happy hour, and they don't have Bad Birdie. How do you go about maybe telling an owner or something, hey, you guys got to get with it. You got to get this new beer in town.
I think in general, from a Bad Birdie perspective, they've been an amazing partner. And I say this a lot for Bad Birdie. Not all partners are great partners. Bad Birdie has been an amazing partner. They are young, they're fun, they're creative, they get it. They're also a media company, and they produce some very great media. Their creative is fantastic. Jason Richardson was previously a producer in L.A. before we started Bad Birdie. And so in order to partner up with them, they have such strong marketing in general. Instead of Four Peaks coming up with a brand new beer, a brand new name, we're relying on the power of Bad Birdie. And then we're also giving them brand awareness as well. We're exposing the brand Bad Birdie consumer. We're exposing them as well.
So it's at Twin Peaks now, so we're pretty excited about that. They'll have specials during all the madness here. We're not allowed to say the 2 in a row, like, the
Noted.
third month of the year, and, for stupid reasons.
Special time of spring.
Especially when they're in our own backyard,
Read
with the
the
tournament.
lines.
Yeah,
Yes.
So what makes Bad Birdie a special brand to try? Kilt Lifter, man, unbelievable. That is your anchor, right? Your flagship,
Yes.
would you say, right? But, it took a little while to get it out, and then once it got out, people tried it. And, like, my parents are snowbirds. My dad comes into town, and that's the first thing he asks for. Because, you can't get it out in the East Coast where he's at.
Exactly.
So it's the first thing. You remember the old days with, Coors Light, you couldn't get on the East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
And same thing with Fat Tire and all those kind of different beers, So what is it that makes this so different than some of the other craft beers?
The beer itself is a new style. So
Okay.
It is a juicy golden ale. It's essentially a light, easy drinking. It's 5% ABV, but it's a light, easy drinking, crushable yellow beer. But we add a little bit of pog flavoring. So passion fruit.
What is that?
Yeah,
Pog?
passion fruit, orange, and guava. So
Okay.
like pog juice. So we add a little bit of pog flavoring. Not too much to make it sweet, but just to give it a little bit of that juicy note, a little bit of a differentiation. But you can still slam it. It's still crushable. So it's just this very
All right.
easy drinking yellow beer.
I see the. We have some commercials that are going to be airing. When you say crushable,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
I'm not a millennial, so what is crushable? What does that mean?
It goes down smooth. You
Okay,
You
okay.
can drink this beer quickly.
Got that, Manuch?
I got it.
Crushable,
It's crushable.
smooth.
Yeah.
And you
goes
can have
down.
you can have a few of them. That's the great thing.
Yeah,
I mean,
low alcohol.
Hey,
It's
honey,
not
I-
like a
Hey,
7,
honey, I got this brand
8%.
new beer. It's very crushable. You have to explain that whole thing to her as well.
There we go.
I'm just curious. You come up with a flavor, and you said it took about a year for everybody to kind of put their 2 cents worth
Mm-hmm.
in. That these tasting, not so much outlets you guys had to come up with this. That theme of the passion and this and that and the fruit. It's almost too healthy, Trevor. I mean, come on.
Oh,
I mean,
beer,
let's
yeah,
go.
beer and health again. Read between the lines.
Exactly.
No, I think for this one again, we didn't want to make another yellow beer.
Gotcha.
And Bad Birdie has such a big, bold personality. The kind of the saying that we say is, we add a little bit of the pog flavor to match the bold personality of Bad Birdie. So it couldn't just be a traditional yellow beer. We wanted to add a little bit of flavor to match that big, bold
He's a hell of a
personality.
marketing guy, isn't he?
Man.
I'm sold. I'm like, it's just because you don't hear that. You don't hear how a beer can be connected to a brand.
Definitely.
A apparel brand. And here
Exactly.
it is because you're wearing Bad Birdie right now. You got the Four Peaks Brewing on the sleeve, and we joke around because Jax, who's one of our producers and on-air guys, he's in his early 20s. He wears Bad Birdie all the time. On the flip side, we have an 80-year-old who's not here today, and he's a little guy. He wears the Bad Birdie, so it's not just the millennials. He loves the Bad Birdie Jimmy B.
Yeah.
So he's going to love the beer.
That's running the gamut right there.
Yeah, it's
Exactly.
like Sun Lakes.
Well,
He's
and
in Sun Lakes. He's going to be drinking the Bad Birdie.
And I think that's kind of the power of two authentic Arizona companies coming together for this one. Because even Four Peaks, we have brands like Kilt Lifter, which does skew to the older demographic.
Sure.
But then we have brands like Wow Wheat that definitely goes younger. So we as Four Peaks have this entire kind of spectrum, right? But I think when it comes to Bad Birdie, as you mentioned, you can be 80 or you can be 17. You can still enjoy Bad Birdie.
Yeah, 17 Jacks is what he's got him at. But
Yeah.
well, hey, we're excited for this partnership. It's the madness here in the third month of the year. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna be at all 5 Valley Twin Peaks locations. Bad Birdie, Juicy Golden Ale from Four Peaks is gonna be going. It's gonna be flowing. It's gonna be crushable. Right? It's
Crushable.
gonna be crushable.
I like that.
I love that.
It's crushable.
Trevor Needle, Marketing Director for Four Peaks Brewing, joining us. Appreciate you, man.
Thank you all. Appreciate it.
Joining us here on Rock and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910. So it's a collaboration of Bad Birdie, the golf brand, and Four Peaks Brewing, which is kind of cool. If you mentioned the Wow and you mentioned the Four Peaks, those are very, very popular beers. And now all 5 locations. So get out there and try. I mean, at 29 degree, which is unbelievable.
it's
You get that
interesting-
draft nice and cold here.
It's just so interesting. I'm intrigued how products come together like that, especially
Well-
and then the brand and how you development took a good year to bring it all together. The taste, the kind of beer, and this and that, and then marrying the two together. I'm always intrigued with when you pull the curtain back and say, how did you end up getting there, and how long? Trevor, about a year. I went, wow. I mean, a whole year to get it all together. Whereas everybody signed off on everything, which makes sense.
Well, I can imagine how many taste tests, how many days, months that they're all sitting around a table and everybody has a different palate,
Sure,
right?
sure.
So, I mean, it's got to be a long process, but, they figured it out, and now they have a really popular brand.
And all the volunteers for that taste testing as well, too, right?
Yeah.
Guys, we can only take 10, okay? But I think the more input you have, the better when you develop a big product like this.
So as we mentioned, it's the partnership we have with Bad Birdie and Twin Peaks is our Win 910 on 910 bracket contest at fanpick'em.com. That's fanpick'em.com. You have chances to win $50 Twin Peaks gift cards after every single round, as well as 9-10 for the final winner. So it's a lot of fun. It's a 3-in-1 contest. So if your bracket gets busted the first day, you're going to be fine because we have new brackets, after the 16 and then after the 4. So it's a great contest. We've been doing it for over 15 years. So we encourage you to sign up, get some friends, and challenge us to the bracket contest.